Thank you for joining us on our virtual tour at Shadow Lake Nature Preserve. Shadow Save Habitat and Diversity of Wetlands became an official nonprofit organization over 20 years ago. It all started with the purchase of 18 acres by Shadow's founders. Now, Shadow has expanded to include 110 acres of protected habitat. The area that you will learn about today is Shadow Lake Bog, a critical wetland habitat. We will begin our journey at the Amphibian Pond. The Amphibian Pond is an important habitat feature for local frogs and salamanders. The pond was designed in a step formation so that it could support a variety of different species of amphibians. We have observed 3 species of amphibians breeding in this pond: the Pacific chorus frog, the long-toed salamander, and the red-legged frog. The land that you see wasn't always in the condition you are seeing it now. Before Shadow was a non-profit organization, this area was being used for an illegal dump site. 110 truckloads of garbage was removed from this site by Shadow's founders and a group of dedicated volunteers and partners. You may have noticed the concrete blocks hiding underneath the moss. These blocks were left because it would have done more harm than good to remove them. Now nature has reclaimed this area. These blocks now serve as great habitat for amphibians and reptiles. Some of the tree species that you will find in this portion of the trail are alder trees, western red cedars, and cottonwoods. A mature cottonwood drinks 6,000 gallons of water a day. We are now entering part of a wetland. The wetness of wetlands varies over the course of a year, depending on rainfall, temperature, and other environmental conditions. In summer, wetlands can be quite dry. Wetlands are highly diverse places. The Washington Department of Ecology found that over 200 species of Washington's native wildlife need wetlands to survive. This part of the habitat is called the lag. The lag acts very similar to a moat around a castle. Lags typically surround bogs, protecting and filtering out toxins and invasive species. In Shadow's lag, you will find plants like water parsley and skunk cabbage. Downed and fallen trees are common in and around Shadow Lake Bog because of the soft, wet soil. Shadow doesn't remove any natural material from the site. Downed trees are a part of the natural ecosystem. You will also see a lot of standing dead trees, called snags. A lot of wildlife in Washington depend on dead and dying trees for habitat. As you stroll down the boardwalk, you'll begin to notice a change in the ecosystem and the plant community composition. You may also notice that there are a lot of trees in the lag and bog, maybe more than you would expect in a wetland. Tree species that you'll see in this area are western red cedars, Sitka spruce, and western hemlocks. Shadow Lake Bog is a peat bog. Peat is formed by the decomposition and compaction of organic matter. In our case, it's sphagnum moss. Peat grows very slowly at a rate of 0.02 inches per year. This is why we don't consider peat a renewable resource. When you look around the bog, you may notice these mounds all around. These mounds are called hummocks. Scientists are not exactly sure why hummocks form, but the moss always forms in these rolling hill shapes throughout the entire bog. In this area, the peat below is between 60 and 80 feet deep. Sphagnum moss naturally produces something called peptic acid, which makes the peat below very acidic. Only certain types of plant species can live in such acidic environments. Some of the common plants found in Shadow Lake Bog include bog laurel, Labrador tea, salal, and red huckleberry. Bogs are home to unique plants. They help store carbon in the soil, provide important resources for native wildlife, and help with water storage and filtration. Please help us preserve and protect places like Shadow Lake Bog. Thank you for joining us on our virtual tour of Shadow Lake Bog.